purpose is social innovation. This is a very specific approach for collective work on complex collective challenges. And the starting point is that the usual ways we approach technical problems, of taking them apart into pieces and having experts work on them and using best practices, simply can't work in complex adaptive challenges. So the U process is a particular method for dealing with complex adaptive challenges. So that's the why we're doing it, and the what is an approach with 3 basic movements, which you'll see when you look at what the groups are doing. Work of sensing together, co-sensing, immersing yourself in the mess of the problem situation. The second movement is presencing or co-presencing, quieting down and becoming aware of what you know about the situation, and also what you know about what's needed of you. And then the third movement, the movement of creating or co-creating, working with your hands to begin to build a new reality. So those are the 3 movements of the U process. That's what we're doing in these studios, and that's why we're doing it.
We're trying to create a group intelligence, a collective intelligence. So I think it's clear that none of us are as smart as all of us. So this idea that a group is way more intelligent than any one individual can be. And if you can create processes that access that intelligence of each individual and then creates a context for that to be shared, you create almost a collective intelligence. So it's a bit like putting everyone's brains together and creating a super brain.
The week has 2 objectives. One objective is to make progress or plant the seeds of innovation on specific challenging complex files, the climate change adaptation file, the protein food chain file, the districts file, etc. So one output from the week will be seeds of new initiatives or new opportunities on these specific concrete tasks. The other objective of the week is to introduce this different approach, and people won't be experts in it, but they'll have a sense of it, and hopefully, at least for some of them, some curiosity. This kind of work you learn through practice. You don't learn it in a course, you don't learn it in a book. And to practice, you have to have curiosity and appetite. So my hope on the process side of it is there'll be some people with some curiosity that will enable them to begin to work in this way and gradually build their capacity for this different way of addressing complex social challenges. The principle that we have to allow ourselves to be confused and to be lost and to be frustrated and to not know is completely at variance with the normal expectation of managers and civil servants, that they must know where they're going, they must have a plan, they must follow step by step. So this is a different approach, and this week we're seeing whether this different approach can be useful in the Netherlands.
Do you want to know what it is?
Okay.
The matrix is all around you, Leo. It is the story we tell ourselves about where meat and animal products come from. This family farm is a fantasy. Take the blue pill and stay here in the fantasy. Take the red pill and I'll show you the truth. Welcome to the real world.
Wow! What is this horrible place?
So we picked communities and businesses and agricultural areas that were close by, but also illustrated the innovation and inspiration that's going on all around us in small little pockets, in communities, in local farms, in entrepreneurial businesses.
Ik legde de klemtoon niet meer op het produceren van voedsel. Ik legde de klemtoon op het beheren van het gebied. Nou, en dat doe je met koeien en je produceert melk en je produceert vlees. Je doet in feite nog steeds hetzelfde, alleen je legt niet de klemtoon erop, je moet zoveel mogelijk afkomen. Nee, het moet in balans zijn. Nou, en als je dan met de natuurbeheerder aan de babbel gaat, dan blijkt je heel snel tot elkaar te komen. Ik denk dat de mensen meer moeten denken in kansen in plaats van bedreigingen.
So what did you sense? So the first comment you said is you sensed he was happy. So he didn't, I don't know whether he did, but I didn't get the impression he said he was happy. You sensed he was happy. I did as well, so I couldn't understand anything he said. But I just thought, this guy looks like he really enjoys this. And so what else did you sense on that level? You know, what did you sense from the animals that were there? What did you smell?
We smelled the manure, the countryside, and we felt the small cows and the big ones as well. So that was the first, and then we started talking and became more.
But what was your sense of when you got there?
For me personally, it was also a bit nostalgia.
Yeah, so after we visited the different locations, we went to the beach at Scheveningen, and the idea there was to sort of retreat, to allow a different knowing to emerge. So trying to encourage people to be aware of what they feel about things, what motivates them, what they're passionate about, allowing those kind of responses to a situation to be valid responses.
So it's not that we're asking people not to use their head, but we're also asking them to use their heart and their hands, and to expand their organs of perception. So that's one reason why we're asking people to pay attention to what they're noticing from multiple senses. And the other reason we keep asking people how they're feeling or what they're noticing is the way we're trying to teach the method is by people using it and then noticing what's different. So this isn't a method that can be taught through lectures. The basic approach is try it and then notice what happened and make your own judgment about whether that seemed useful to you.
It's possible for groups to learn a lot from each other. It's possible for people to learn about themselves through hearing about other people's experiences, and often hearing the questions and the dilemmas individuals have. It helps other people in the group become clearer about their own dilemmas and their passion and what they want to do. So we find that it's in a way, it's a process that supercharges this intelligence of the team. It supercharges their capacity.
I realized that the stories that are being told here, the ones that strike me most are the ones, or the observation that people have been doing, the ones that strike me most are the ones that are being linked to a person's personal experience. Like Annemiek doing at the beach this afternoon, you also gave it a very personal touch. And I realized those are the ones that are really striking me. So then I thought, okay, so perhaps that's then a very powerful way of getting the message across. If you want to get your message across, perhaps a good thing to do is to link it to something that is very personal, because if it hits me, then if I would do the same, then most likely it will hit other people as well. So that's what I learned from listening to your experiences.
This is hard. It's always difficult to have to put in your own personal feelings, but the same way to try